Did you see the title of this one? God made animals for us to eat. Now this is a really sticky one if you're talking to someone who is religious. I mean, did God really make the animals for us to eat? Or is that just an excuse for religious folk to keep eating them? Cue the intro. Hi, Fee here, the Healthy Vegan author, helping people to go vegan through my books and encouraging you to stay a healthy vegan. Now, this is a really common statement that I've heard over the years. And so I have actually asked different religious people if they can point to where it says in their scriptures that we must eat meat or animal products. Now, they usually say that God gave us dominion over animals. But does that include eating them when there is no need to? So, first of all, let's look at the word dominion, what it actually means. Well, it certainly doesn't mean exploitation, torture, inflicting pain and fear. What it means is it's a stewardship, being responsible and taking care of rather than abusing and destroying. So back when these scriptures were written, it is entirely possible that there was a need for animal products in order to survive. And an example of this would have been Noah and his ark. Apparently God told Noah to take on board certain animals to eat. You've got to remember that the world was pretty ravaged back then, probably going through a climate disaster, you think? Anywho, we'll assume that he was unable to take plant foods with him. So I get it. In fact, there are places now who rely on animals as their main source of food simply because where they are, it is impossible to grow vegetables. I'm thinking of Mongolia or Alaska. The point is, we are not living in Noah's time or in the age when these scriptures were actually written. And you're probably not living in a country like Mongolia. And even though we are facing a climate disaster, probably like Noah did, we are living in an age of abundance. There is an abundance of plant foods that we can use and eat. So I ask you, is your God one of compassion? Would your God truly want you to eat his or her animals when we don't have to? Does your benevolent God really want you to inflict pain and suffering onto the beautiful animals that he created? And when the response may be, but the animal is killed in a certain way that does not inflict pain, my argument is that animal does not want to die. So you are taking a God-given life unnecessarily. Therefore, doesn't that equate to murder? The animals have done nothing to us to deserve the pain, suffering, and fear that we may put on them. And honestly, I don't believe that any God could look down and see the actions we do in our factory farms and slaughterhouses and say, yeah, that's exactly what I meant when I said dominion over animals. Nah. Any compassionate and benevolent God would be horrified. So let's take this one step forward further. According to religious beliefs, God created this earth and all the abundance it contains for us to live on it. But here we are destroying it right in front of him. Not only are we abusing his animals, but through the horrendous way we farm them, we are ravaging the earth with the pollution animal agriculture creates. We really are very arrogant to think that God would want us to destroy the very home he gave us to live in. And we are doing this for no other reason than for the taste of flesh and the secretions that we get from animals. No amount of religious argument will convince me that a compassionate God is happy with the way we are abusing his animals. I'm kind of waiting for another flood to engulf this world in order for it to be cleansed. Mind you, I don't think we need God to create it. We're doing very nicely ourselves as we head off into that direction. And now it's time for the wee bonus fact. You know, we really are the most egotistical animal on the planet. We have taken God's original designs and basically played God with them by changing them into the animals we want. We've done this to make it easier for us, to make it tastier for us. We've done it with plants as well. We have genetically designed cows to give us way more milk than a calf could drink. So let me give you some figures. A dairy cow is milked, giving between 22 and 26.5 litres of milk a day. A calf drinks about 4 litres of milk a day. Now that's around 18 to 20 odd litres more than she would normally produce. Chickens, broiler chickens, that's the eating ones. They have been bred specifically so they will grow to the desired weight in just 6 to 7 weeks. They're just babies when they're killed. Normally a chicken isn't fully grown until it's about 6 months. Big difference. Getting back to the poor dairy cow, here in New Zealand we have a team of scientists trying to genetically engineer a cow that doesn't emit methane, all with the hope of protecting our dairy industry rather than looking at the destruction it does. Silly part is that it's way more than just the methane that's polluting our environment. It's everything that goes along with farming, dairy farming or chicken farming or pig farming or anything. But this playing God with animals isn't restricted to the animals we eat or use for dairy or fashion. Just take a look at the pets. We have some really weird breeds of cats and dogs. Why have we done it? I don't know. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got something from this, share it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, clicking that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Remember, have great food, make it whole plant-based, and be compassionate to all animals, including humans. Bye for now.